Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today.
We're excited to be here to show you the Zetasizer Sample Assistant, the new accessory for the Zetasizer Advance series. I'm Hannah, Director of Marketing for Pharma and Food.
And I'm Michele, Senior Application Development Scientist. For the one of you that doesn't know the Zetasizer is a very important instrument to characterize your particle size, particle concentration and zeta potential, and gather vital information about your sample stability.
And for those of you who are already Zetasizer users, we've been speaking with many of you to try to understand the challenges you have and the things you appreciate with the Zetasizer. So we've heard that you appreciate the quality of the data and the confidence you can have in the decisions you make of them, but also that you don't really want to stand as much in front of the instrument. So that's why we've developed the Zetasizer Sample Assistant.
We prepare a virtual tour of one of our labs where you can see the Zetasizer Sample Assistant in operation, and you can learn about its capability and its potential for your workflow.
And while you're watching, please look in the chat and look for the link to the poll and give us feedback and let us know if you're interested.
If you have any question, feel free to ask them in the chat and we're going to answer to them straight away. Anna, let's go to the lab.
And its Sample Assistant. The Zetasizer measures size distribution, zeta potential and particle concentration of a wide range of samples, such as proteins, nanoparticles and emulsions.
The Sample Assistant has been designed as a walk-away solution, removing the need of an operator and transforming your Zetasizer batch measurement into an automated process. Here you can see the Zetasizer Sample Assistant running some of the samples that I loaded previously.
So let's have a look at this Sample Assistant.
Sure. At the core of the Sample Assistant, there is a collaborative robot arm and a Zetasizer Advance.
And do you have to do any modifications to your Zetasizer?
Not at all. The Zetasizer Advance is just held in place, and you can still use it for your normal manual measurement. The Sample Assistant supports a wide range of cells, from our 10x10 standard cells to our zeta potential cells.
And to our new disposable universal sizing cells that support size and particle concentration measurements. To maintain the flexibility of the Zetasizer, we allow up to 6 tray positions, and you can combine the trays in any way that suits your needs.
Let's move to the software, and I'm going to show you how to set up a measurement. In the ZX Explorer software, we now have a new measurement tab called Sample Assistant. In this tab, you can select the tray location that you want, and then the type of tray that you put in that location. In this example, we're going to select the universal cell tray. Once you selected the tray, you can go to the View tab, and here you can create a session. While in the session, you can then select the method.
And how do you find these methods?
Well, these are your normal methods that you used in the past, that maybe you validated over time. So you can just apply them to the Sample Assistant as well.
So I set up these methods just in the measure type as I would normally, and then I can see them here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So in this case, for example, I'm going to select this method, and then I'm going to apply it to these different positions. And once I'm happy with that, I'm just going to queue it in the session queue, and then I just press Run. And now the robot arm will start to work for us.
And how do I see data from this Zetasizer?
Well, you can still see the data in the same Analyze tab that you use for your manual measurement. So for example, here I have some measurement that I collected before. You can see the size measurement here. And you can also see the progress of your measurement by moving to the Measurement tab, as you used to do in the past.
So just the same way as
Just the same way. Let's recap some of the design consideration of the Sample Assistant. The Sample Assistant allows you to automate your sample measurement workflow without compromising the data quality you're used to, as there are no modifications to the Zetasizer Advance.
Key in this development were really to maintain the flexibility, allowing you to use the 3 different measurements, size, particle concentration and zeta potential, in an automated way. In a way where you don't have to worry about cleaning the system between samples or the risk of cross-contamination between samples.
The Sample Assistant uses the same method used in the manual Zetasizer, allowing fast method transfer and ensuring that the data are comparable no matter who ran the measurement. Now that the Sample Assistant is all set up and running, we can move on with our day.
Okay, let's go and meet the development team.
Sure. Hi Greg, thanks for finding the time to speak to us today.
Anytime.
What has been the prime consideration while developing the software for the Zetasizer Sample Assistant?
When developing an automation solution, we have to consider the critical components of setup, maintenance and error handling.
How is this shown in the software interface?
So we have developed a simple and easy to follow workflow that allows any user to set up and configure the system.
And what if something changes in the configuration?
That we can go from an unknown state to a fully configured system and running measurements in under 15 minutes.
What did you enjoy the most about the project?
I've really enjoyed taking the concept of the automation solution and applying that to the Zetasizer and coming up with a fantastic product.
Thank you, Greg.
You're welcome.
Anna, should we go and speak to Chris?
Hi Chris, thanks for taking the time to talk to us today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
I know you've been involved in the hardware development. Can you tell us some of the key considerations you made?
Definitely. Reducing the time users spend preparing samples is a key part of the project. So we've designed the sample tray to make it compatible with typical liquid handling systems, and the users can use these to minimize the time they use preparing samples and put it straight into the system. One of the considerations for that was making sure the cells stay where they're put when they're being pipetted. So, because they're so small and light, we don't want them to stick to the pipette tips. So we've added a retention system in here so they stay where they're put, but the robot can still remove the individual cells to put them into the measurement system later on.
The universal cell is smaller than our standard. How does that work in the Zetasizer?
We have introduced a new adapter to position the smaller cells within the existing system, so you don't have to do any upgrades. This works with any of the existing Zetasizer models, and this holds the universal cell in the correct location whilst the measurement's taking place, and still allows the robot to insert and remove the samples as required.
And the Sample Assistant inserts and removes this by itself?
Yes, it's a fully automated system.
And here I can see our zeta potential cells on a tray. Can you tell me something about this?
The Zeta cells are a different shape to the normal ones, so we've made sure that the users can only position these in the sample trays the right way around. So this ensures that the right face is used for the measurement, and they can't waste any time with incorrect insertion. And once it's in the tray correctly, the system will definitely pick it up and insert it into the Zetasizer the right way around.
That's helpful. Thank you, Chris.